Hello and welcome to part 2. Hopefully this works because I render now in the back, and when I click another program it maximizes, but we will try it. So you'll see we have that right now, and now I want to keep going on modeling the Passcode and here the rest. But first, let's see. Scale this a little bit bigger, maybe. So, yeah, that looks better. And now I wanna start, or of course I wanna finish it, but we will start making this passcode right in here. So scale it along the y-axis a little bit bigger and load in another image. Open another image, I think this one, yeah. So we can delete this face, this face up here. And once again, we want to use a modifier because this is much more efficient than actually making this geometry. Because when I change something right here, I would have to select that invert extruded as well. But when I use the solidify modifier, I simply can grab it. So let's see. Scale it a little bit back on the y-axis and scale it a little bit bigger. And the z-axis smaller, yeah. Now I wanna add a bevel with Control B and a few segments like this. The most part is made by textures, so I wanna make just a rough things of that to the geometry. I'm gonna add a cylinder, let's see. But put the 3D cursor right in here. And now we wanna add or actually first add a torus. Open the tool shelf, go into the top view and set my radius a little bit down. Because this is going to be our 90 degrees part right in here from this border metal thing. So let's see how many segments. Looks fine. Yeah. But the thickness, let's see. Maybe a little bit thicker. Yeah, that looks fine. We can hide the balloon itself, and now I wanna delete all this stuff, but not this one. Once again with B and on the left and the middle mouse button. Yeah, that's the right selection. And once again, be effective with modifiers. And this is the object cube02. Select this, X and Y. And yeah, turn on clipping. Maybe not. And extrude it. and the y-axis, and move it up. Let's see, adjust it just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, and let's see, make this a little bit bigger so you see it a little bit better. Maybe just zoom in. Set this to smooth, and that looks fine. And make sure you don't have to, but make sure you have just 12 segments right in here, maybe 16, because even that looks really smooth, and you don't want to have vertices you don't need, because when you have 150 balloons in your scene with the particles, and on each balloon you have maybe 200 or maybe 1000 vertices you don't need, that gives you 150,000 vertices you wouldn't need when you have 1000 vertices per balloon. Of course, it's a really high number, and this isn't possible really, but just think of that. Man, it would be possible to add so many vertices. I wanted to solve every second loop right in here to save a little bit, because you see it from this distance or something like that. So now keep going on and stop speaking so much. Now I want to make this right in here, so duplicate it, maybe just this one. And it's a little bit offset. Yeah, that should work, and also a little bit inwards. And you see the power of the modifiers from Blender. Recalculate the numbers, because you have only to do one, and you see in real time how it looks with all 4 sides mirrored. So, but a little bit more outwards, and let's see here, and actually now this one, for that we can duplicate that one, alt, let's see, just scale it. I thought we have to use Alt S so it scales along the numbers, but this isn't the case. So maybe this gets thinner right up here. Maybe it starts thin too, because it just looks nicer. But scale this up, and this is just tweaking it. And as I said, this wouldn't be needed, or you don't see it in my case. And yeah, so too much time on this one, so keep going on. And let's see which view. Control one, so I see it from the back. Duplicate this one again, turn off clipping and rotate it along the x-axis, and let's see, deselect this one and wireframe mode, and this one. Maybe we put the 3D cursor right in here. Turn off these manipulators. And period on your numpad, so to rotate around this point and deselect this and rotate it so it isn't 90 degrees anymore. And may remove some of these. And scale it, turn on clipping and give the manipulators back. Let's see, medium point. So that looks quite nice. And now one final pipe, similar thing. And let's see, extrude it on the Y direction and recalculate the normals and shade it smooth. That looks nice. So now I add a new object right in here, and this is going to be a cylinder. Yes. And this is going to be our fire emitting whatever, so the engine, kind of, I don't know the word for that. So apply the scale, shift C, and let's see, a little bit distance right in here, and then 2 times, so maybe a little bit thicker. So, and a subdivision surface modifier, Control and 2. So, extrude it a little bit more right in here. Recalculate the numbers, so it looks a little bit better. So it looks a little bit better, and it still don't look right for me. So maybe loop right in here and extrude it inwards. And let me think real quick. Yeah, maybe duplicate this circle and extrude it along the Z-axis, but actually not. Shift S cursor to select that and delete it. And now add a circle with, let me think right quick, 16 segments maybe. So, scale it, because what I want to do right now is select every second phase, but let's see, scale it in the z-axis first. Select every second phase, and extrude it and scale it along the individual origins along the z-axis and scale it. That looks quite nice. And delete this. Whoops. Delete this face. And now scale it a little bit bigger and extrude inward, Shift C. And maybe I'll remove the subdivision surface modifier, because what I actually did was I added a edge split modifier, and you see it looks as nice as before, but we don't have a subdivision surface modifier on it, so we don't have to sharpen this with all these several edges, and we save a huge amount of vertices, and that means render time. So go into add mode, vertex selection, scale it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that. But now adjust this again. So cursor to selected and first the origin to geometry. So, and now add a circle, add a screw modifier again. Whoop. Rotate it 90 degrees. So, and scale it way down. And move it outwards. And rotate it 90 degrees here as well. So make sure it's really thin. And also add a little bit of screw. So maybe 0.05, way too much, 0.01, quite close, 0.07, and turn the iterations up, and this is this thing, but actually that starts here. And just to have a little gap in between, and also turn this a little bit down. 3 is too less, so maybe 12, because you don't see it that good, and when you have a view like this it already looks very nice. So apply this one, and let me try something really quick. P-sect. There's a I have to select that. There's a tool in 2.7 called P-sect, and so you can edit that. And let's see. This is really hard to adjust. Um, 0, 1. But yeah, as I said, you don't see it. But it is just a nice extra. So fill that. And you have that flat surface right in here. Let's see. 22 minutes. So one last thing, and this is to duplicate one loop right in here, rotate it 90 degrees. And let's see, actually. Extrude it. And duplicate it SX-1. And recalculate the numbers. Let's see. Maybe just put it in like that. Yeah, that should work. And now join these together with Ctrl J, but actually like this. And duplicate this one and space it evenly. Yeah, that looks nice. So that was it for the second part. In the next part we are, let's see, what do? We make some final models or some final tweaks to the models, and I think then we can start to unwrap it and make the first shaders. So see you there, hope you like it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yeah, see you next time, bye.